Hey everybody, this is the final part of our chat with Antonio. Such a great discussion. Hope you guys enjoy it. Cheers.
Now that you know Australia and Australians, looking back from when you first arrived here to this moment right now, when you look back and go, fuck, that's Australian. Like, fuck me, that's Australian. Like, do you have a standout like, fuck, that's Australian?
I always find funny the sorry for everything. Like, you literally bump into someone and the first thing you're like, sorry. Yeah. And it's like not even happen. And it's like, sorry, mate. And it's just like a thing that just comes out of you.
Even the pre, even like,
sorry, you haven't even bumped into.
And you're like, oh, sorry, mate. Oh, you're all right, mate. Yeah, all good. Yeah, you too, mate.
And I find that amazing. So it's that, and I don't know. That I think that's one thing that
I like that. That's a good one. That's we haven't had that before. That's actually a really good
thing.
And I
we
like
don't think
it.
about.
And it's just so wired up into everyone that it's just comes natural. So I find that really nice, actually.
They reckon that I've seen a lot of on reels and everything where you're walking up and there's a stranger coming up to you and everything, and you just kind of like do the little smile, nod
all
kind
the time.
of thing.
Yeah,
daily. And then when you're feeling talkative, you're like, "Hey, you going, mate? Yeah, good. Yeah, not bad."
I've seen this reel where they're doing, and it's also I think it's also an Australian thing to ask you how you're going, but not really wanting to know how you're going.
No, you don't actually want to know.
It's like saying hi.
G'day, mate. How you going?
But you're not really asking me how am I going. It's just hi.
Polite. Yeah, just polite.
It's just a longer way to say
hey.
Yeah. If
it's a rhetorical question.
Yeah. Exactly. Like Doug goes to me, how you going? Oh man, I had a pretty full on day. He doesn't want to, he doesn't give a fuck about my day.
Yeah, he's just,
he wants me to say, yeah, not bad, you. Yeah, all right. And that's it. And we don't talk again. That's what he wishes anyway.
I've been wishing that for 7 years.
7 years, man. And counting.
There's this stand-up comedian, I think it's called Carl Barron. Oh my God. He has a sketch.
He's our god.
Where he talks about Australians being very very dodgy on the way they speak. Like you never say the thing you're meaning to say. You say, you don't say, I'm good. You say, oh, not bad.
Yeah.
So you say the opposite.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
But you'll go, oh, how far away is it? Or how long? Oh,
not far.
Instead of going, an hour away. Oh, not far.
That's not far.
Yeah.
We always avoid the actual answer.
The actual answer,
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And that still confuses me to this day.
Yeah.
You've been here 8 years now. In those 8 years, he's actually gotten accustomed to hearing a comedian talk about how we are. And you understand
you
it
can
now.
resonate with
and
it.
you can resonate with it all.
And I think, because I think that's one of the things when you move to, a different country, you always always surround yourself with your people, right? Mm-hmm. But I also wanted to experience truly Australian way of life, right? So I've gotten really good Australian friends, and you get to live through them also. But then also it's how the way you consume local stuff, because you can't get fixed into the stuff because you're living in a different country, so you're never going to have the opportunity to have the things you had back home.
Yeah,
and if you're doing the effort of leaving, and just might as well adapt, don't force it on yourself, but it's a good way. And I think comedians in stand-up comedy, it's a good way to sort of see, the life from someone that's actually been here all their life and how they presented it to you. And so, it's such a good insight. Like really,
it is. Yeah.
He's amazing. Jim Jeffries is more American now.
He's more. Can I ask though? And I'm sorry if he's not, but I swear he's Venezuelan. Ivan Aristigueta. Is he Venezuelan?
He's so fucking funny.
I've
seen him live.
Never seen him.
Oh, I'm going to show you guys a clip after this, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did the sausage sizzle.
Yes!
Oh my God.
That's the clip I want to talk about. Okay, don't give it away, please, because it is one of the funniest.
Okay.
It's so funny.
To me, it's like that to a foreigner is Australia.
What I really like about him,
funny.
it's because I've seen all of his shows. I think he moved here, I don't know, probably 10, 11 years ago or something.
Yeah, at least 10 years. Yeah.
And you can see the transition in his shows, because he started, the first show, it was called Sausage Sizzle. And then the next show was, I don't know, Dale a la Piñata, or like Hit the Piñata or something. And then, but it's basically him telling his experience from living as a Venezuelan from Spaniard family in Australia. So having like that European,
influence,
background.
And his English is very, again, you
vocabulary,
see it.
like he's
you see it though.
Very well spoken. And
from the start to the finish, you see how limited he was. Not limited, but
just like growth in that whole thing.
You see, and the Aussie slang, he'll just, and he's just doing his show, and then all of a sudden the Aussie slang, like years later, is brilliant.
And when he puts, the Aussie,
he's actually really good.
And you was like, fuck, like
nails it.
Yeah, and he nails the accent and the expressions. You're like, fuck. He did a shoey on his last.
Oh no way!
Because it was called Citizenship, because that's when he became Australian citizen.
Right,
so he was like at the end of the show. I think the last Sunday. In Sydney, he was like, and he had like, green and gold shoes. And he was like, I'm going to do a shoey.
Wow.
He's amazing. And what I really like about that is like, as Venezuelans, we always have that, sort of a stigma that there's a lot of, poor people that are not well prepared. He's like a very good example of people that, have come to a country, adopt, the culture, understand, and also kind of thrive, because doing stand-up comedy is not easy.
No.
Nevertheless, in another language
with a completely different sense of humor.
Also, so it's just
all that on top.
A whole new level.
What a champion! Yeah,
I need to see this because it sounds like he executes it really well.
I'll tell you now. To me though, I've seen a lot of his stand-up, but his Bunnings one. Is the fucking you will piss yourself laughing, man. He's so good.
Now we'll just go back to what Antonio brought us. He brought us a nice little bottle here.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm Diplomatico rum.
He's already got eyes in his cup.
I would tell Liz, I said, we're going to try this rum.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you have it with? I went, rum.
Rum on rum. Yeah. So explain to us.
We do a fair bit of rum. Back home, there is a culture of making rum because we have a lot of sugar cane.
Yeah.
And there is rums that they've won a whole bunch of, prizes and stuff. And this is very good and very, very easy to drink because it's almost sweet.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you're, having a brandy. It's meant to be drank, just ice or neat. Mm-hmm. And this one you can find here in Australia. Mm-hmm. So I find that this is a little bit of, taste of home and it's a very good brand. Like this is, not the top ones, but it's very good, that you can have. It's, you can just find it in Dan Murphy. So it's,
beautiful.
It's amazing.
Uncle Dan. Tío Dan.
Okay,
well,
whenever we're saying doing a Dan's like run, that's how I expect to be heard.
Tío Dan?
Yeah.
Tío Dan. So I'm going to have it on the rocks.
Okay.
Can you have it? Look, because Liz likes it a bit. Oh, you want to taste? Okay, Liz is going to taste my one.
Yeah. Give it a taste without the Pepsi, and then you can waste it.
All right, there you go. That's it. Doug, neat?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Got a glass there. Oh my God, that smells amazing.
Told you. It's not
so
too
good.
harsh.
Oh, look at the different color too. Look at the.
It's very dark.
Yeah, but when you have it, when it's diluted a bit,
it's very dark.
We should probably commentate for all our tens of people out there. It smells good for one. I've got mine with a little bit of ice here, and it's diluted a bit, so it's gone a bit lighter in color.
Oh,
to me, it smells like the Coca-Cola
it
lollipops.
Smells nice from here. But like, put your nose in.
It's a bit stronger, yeah.
It is stronger.
Because it's all
beautiful.
What's it called again? Sorry,
Diplomatico. So it's diplomatic.
Diplomatico.
Is there anything diplomatic about it? Or?
And this is exclusive reserve. So they call it that, but it's like the medium range line from this house.
Okay.
And they're multiple. So you have Santa Teresa, which is a hacienda from the Volmers, and they do a lot of on the coast, so they have Ocumares, also, very close to the sea. So they've won multiple awards, and they're like you have 20, and it's like whiskey really. Back home, so you can have a 20-year-old rum.
Oh wow!
Because that's also a thing back home. You can't call it rum if it's not been aged for at least 2 years.
Okay.
Wow.
So if it's anything less than 2 years, it's rum liqueur. So
Right.
and so because of it, you basically don't see rum that's less than 2 years. It's mostly aged between 4 and 8.
Awesome.
Well, cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud. Cheers. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Antonio.
No worries.
Salud. Let's give it a go.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, that's smooth. Try it with ice. Hang on.
That is
really smooth with
That's
ice.
really nice.
I'm telling you, that went down like water. Let's try straight.
If you check the reviews on Dan Murphy's, I was actually surprised that because here it's all spice rum, so it's Captain Morgan, Kraken, all that kind of rum.
Yeah, it is.
So I didn't know that there was actually a market for rum that it's not flavored in any way.
In any way, yeah.
But people really like it. Like and the reviews on the site are actually super good.
It's actually really nice. It's so smooth.
Dude, that was smooth. So
That was
I
very
had
smooth.
a couple of ice cubes that I diluted a bit with a bit of water.
Yeah,
Had that. That was like smooth. Then I had it straight. There was a bit more of a kick to it.
Yeah.
I do prefer it with the ice, but I've just poured Lydia's into my cup and I'm having that.
What
Really
I
good.
found the best way it's to have IKEA has these like massive ice
Oh, the
blocks,
big ones
the
in
big
there.
ones, so
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah.
don't melt as quick, so that you do kind of get that softness.
Soft,
Yep.
Yeah.
But the chill.
it's
Drips and
also
drabs.
chill,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
This is our
Try
like
me a cube.
this is a poison of choice in between the guys in our group. Like and when you have good rum, you don't get hangovers. Like you get happy, you get that sort of feeling, but
Ooh, so good, man.
That is
you don't
smooth.
regret it the day after.
That
really
is
enjoying this.
smooth. No, thank you. So this is the go-to in Venezuela. So it's not big Scotch drinkers or whiskey Scotch?
No, whiskey. Yeah, there's
whiskey.
a lot of whiskey.
Yep.
But in Venezuela, it's mostly whiskey, beer, and rum.
Okay.
And you're
It's our
either
peoples.
back home, you're either a rum guy
Yeah,
or a whiskey guy.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to a wedding, there's always going to be whiskey.
Okay.
And there's always going to be rum.
Fair enough.
So you kind of always
Best
I
of both
gravitate towards
With the rum.
more.
Yep.
But I like whiskey. Like
And the beer. What kind of beer do they have? Is that lagers?
it's lighter beers because
beers.
it's very tropical, so it's very hot. So it's more lager, pilsner.
Yep.
So that kind of beers, they're not too heavy and so IPA. But there's been a very increasing wave of IPAs, and there's not much ales.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It's a big fat. It's a big thing here at the moment.
I feel like
ales.
for me
I love a good
it's like a
pale ale.
winter beer
Yeah.
actually fair call.
to me.
Yeah, no,
Like, because
actually,
it's
fair
not,
call.
I don't find it refreshing.
No,
like
it's not.
I'd much rather have a pilsner or a lager that to tame the thirst.
Yep.
Yeah.
On a hot day, then
Yes.
and also
Pale
you
ale.
feel a lot fuller
Yeah.
when you
do.
have a pale ale. Like you might have 3, 4 150s, but you can scull 10 droughts,
Yeah.
right? So it's the much lighter beer.
Yeah.
But when like you're growing up and you're having your first alcohol and it's like, fresh legal age, what was the go-to, I guess, beverage you would have as a kid back home? Because I know we have a list here in Australia. You've got to have tried this in the first 3 years of being legal.
Well, I don't think we believe much in legal
The
age
illegal
for
age
drinking.
drinking. Yeah, that was the other thing. It's like there's no such thing as 18
fair
or
enough.
21.
I reckon after you're 14, it's like pretty much
Fair
fair
game.
game.
Fair call, yeah.
Everyone else is there. It's right there. Just take it.
Hang on.
I mean, not it. Look, it's not. Look, it's frowned upon. You still do it because you're a kid and you're dumb and you do stuff, right? But I think the first thing you do is beer because it's very easily accessible.
Yeah.
And we have the beers by the case, but our cases are like crates.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're 36 beers.
Oh wow.
So and they're returnable, like return
yeah,
bottles.
yeah.
So
I
you
wish we
would
had
go
it.
and
Chile's the same, but they're 9 1 liter bottles.
Yeah.
In 1 liter bottles.
so we do 36, and they're like 333 mils. So it's a standard measure.
Yeah.
But I reckon rum because it's also there, and but you would go for the mixer kind of rums. The ones you'd have, and also you're a kid, you don't really appreciate alcohol. Like you just
usually
whatever
like
it is,
when
I
it's
want
that
to get
first
drunk.
drink, like say for the girls, they go for the sweet or straight away the very heavily sugary
girls
drinks.
back home would they're more likely go to aniseed flavored,
Like a sambuca.
like a sambuca, but there is this thing called cocoa anise, so it's like coconut flavored sambuca, and they mix it with like pineapple juice, and it's like I'm telling you, it is it's a girl drink, but when you're at the beach and you're hot, it's pretty good.
That sounds
had me at
pretty damn
pineapple juice.
refreshing.
It's super refreshing,
very refreshing.
or sangria, and literally
Sangria,
in a bottle, like it's
Yeah.
so you don't do the mixing. It's literally a bottle of sangria, and then you just pour over ice, and that's super refreshing. You're at the beach, and it's good stuff.
I remember when I wanted to like be more sophisticated in my drink order, and I was like going to the bar and it's like, I have a Bacardi lime and soda. Everyone was like ordering their like vodka cruises. But I was like, I have a Bacardi lime and soda. Like I thought I was so fancy, and it was hard to drink when you go from the sugary, youthful drinking to I'm lining up at a real club. I'm going to have this with a fresh lime.
Your palate evolves. Like you're less likely to be having something sugary because you want to have, the taste of the alcohol. If it's either gin or vodka or whatever your poison of choice is, you kind of want to taste what you're having, unless it's shitty.
Yeah,
if it's shitty, you want to mask it with whatever.
When you're at that point of I'm fucked, at the point you're like, fuck, give me anything.
And that's always what I say. Like you start with the good stuff because after you're getting progressively fucked up,
you can't taste shit.
You can't taste shit. So it would taste the same if you give me a shitty bottle of rum after I've had 10 than if you give me the shitty rum first. I'll be like,
have you ever heard of the game King's Cup?
King's Cup, yeah. And Goon Fortune also.
Yeah.
He is Australian.
I've done my homework.
Yes.
You brought a tear to my eye, my friend.
Was it surprising when you first heard about it?
Well, when I saw the first clothesline, and there was a sort of like foily bag, hang there. I was like, what's this? And someone explained to me. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
And do you know what you do towards the end of the night when you're a bit sleepy and that bag's empty?
No.
Oh, you haven't heard this one?
No, I think I haven't gotten that far.
You go, blow it up, and use it as a pillow.
See?
My
recycling. It's a country about recycling.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
that's where you take the camp. When you go camping, you forgot on your pillow.
Yeah.
Finish your bag.
Goon bag. Yeah.
Finish the goon bag. Done. You're ready to go.
Goon bag. 100%.
covered.
Yep.
Did you ever have your parents have like the box wine in the fridge?
All the time.
My grandmother.
I forget the name of it. It was like a dark
red.
It'll
A
be-
dark red.
Dark red black.
Lambrusco.
Yes, Lambrusco.
I
The
fucking
4
hate
litre,
it
the big
now.
4
Yes,
litre
the
one.
big
Yeah.
4 litre. And
Yeah.
it used to be the one I would sneak. And be like, especially if we were having pasta at home. In my mind, I was like, pasta and a red wine. Like, 16-year-old me. And I'm like,
sophisticated.
filling it up to like the rim of a like classic, just normal cup, not even a wine glass. I'm having pasta. I'm stealing my nan's like Lambrusco.
I read this story the other day. This guy, he was saying that he I think he was like in the US, so he was 21. The dad had like all the alcohol locked down because nobody could get their hands into it, but they managed to open the lock. They had a 1 liter of vodka, like Belvedere or something, like good vodka. They drank it all, topped it up with water, and then this guy was in a bit of a pickle because he was like, he needed to go to this party, but he needed to bring something. And then he asked his dad to, and he was like, yeah, just take the bottle, of Belvedere that's there. You can take it. And he was like, that was just karma coming to bite me in the ass.
Oh, wow.
I used to feel like we used to get the perfect tone if we would steal like whiskey, tea bags, and like you'd fill up because my friend's mom, they weren't big drinkers, but they had a brilliant alcohol cabinet.
They like having it there.
Yes, it was like they were privileged. Me coming, I was like, "There's alcohol in their house," and so I'm like the influencer on it, going, "We can teabag this and refill it." So it started off with like a sneaky shot.
I thought about it, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, you get there.
It started with like a sneaky shot before we'd go out to like by the end of like a few weekends, like shit, we've like polished half of it. So we got creative with the tea bags and like refilled it all.
Well, I heard one because I know that a few of my mates' parents used to do this. They had the alcohol cabinet and they would mark it with a texter. They'd mark the line.
My mate's dad used to do that. Yeah. So he knew, if you've been in there.
None of us thought of this, but I actually heard it on a radio. I can't remember which radio program it was. It might have been Hamish and Andy. I don't know. But so they would literally just go, all right, fuck it, and get like an empty 2-liter bottle, get all of the bottles out and just do like half a shot, like just enough to get some alcohol, but not enough to show that the line's gone from there to there.
From each bottle?
Rub the line out, put a new one in, and then go to the next bottle, and then literally just make
a mixture of
whatever they could.
1 liter bottle, whatever, of scotch, vodka, whatever they could find, just do it in there. And just because obviously, as you said, when you were young, you just drank to have fun, to get drunk, rather than
massive cocktail.
You don't sit there and go, this at 14, no, this rum's quite exquisite.
My grandma told me a story about wild parties when they were young, and they used to do this thing that you come into a party and you needed to bring 2 bottles of whatever alcohol you wanted. Mm-hmm. And they had this huge bottle of whiskey that even had like a little cranny thing
to pour it. Pour it. We Chivas 3, I don't know if you've seen the Chivas.
Big ones,
They're like 4 or 5 liter ones.
They had 4 or 5 liters. So the bottle you had, the entry for the party was you needed to dump half of the bottle into that bottle.
Okay.
And it was
okay.
If you brought vodka, half of the bottle there.
Yeah.
If you brought wine, half of the bottle there.
It's like commission to the house.
And what happened was at some point every hour of the night, they would pour shots from whatever was mixed there.
Oh, my God.
And that was the whole theme of the party. So,
But see, if you're smart,
party animals,
you'd go, I'm just going to go take like a $5 bottle of wine. And then other people who are taking like $100 bottle of vodka.
Yeah, but it's all going to be mixed in.
But I'm winning because I'm spending $10.
You're thinking about the budget.
I'm thinking about budget, because I'm thinking about the kebab on the way home. There's another question.
Depending on how many shots you had, that's if you make it home. Because
you might be dead. But
That's
did you
like
die?
That's a big mix of like everything.
That's a lot.
I've never heard that.
No, that is a revelation, my friend.
That was very shocking to me because that was my 75-year-old grandma telling me a story that how they partied when they were in their 20s.
And I thought we could drink.
Damn.
It was a revelation because you went, man, she's so much cooler than me.
Yeah. I was like, damn, grandma's like, she's a badass.
We have to Aussiefy that.
Yep. Look, if you think about it, if we have a party and then somebody did that.
It'd be all fucking scotch, let's be honest.
Scotch vodka.
If we go to a party and we all did that, everybody would be like, guys, it's shot time. You're like,
it's scotch.
There's going to be people running away.
But
no, because we're at that age now. We're too old, bro.
I think
15 years ago, maybe.
Exactly. Like if you're in their 20s, you're game for everything, right?
Now,
so you're like, bring it on.
As soon as someone goes shot, I'm like, no.
Also, did you put in like vodka and champagne? It's like, my heart pass. Like that's not going to end well.
I've got to get up at 10 tomorrow.
What time is it? I'm going to wake up in 18 hours.
I'm not going to be fully recovered. Let me go have a couple of bottles of water. I'll come back. Have you got Hydrolite?
I have a cure for hangover. It's vitamin C boost with a tablet of Hydrolite. And I chug it after a party, wake up, and preemptively Panadol, depending on how much I drank.
He has like a whole ritual. He's trained us in exactly that.
I haven't gotten a hangover in a few years.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That what you just said about pouring all that in, you know how we can Aussiefy that? Do you remember what they used to do, especially at the gala days, to what they put the cordial in? Big yellow thing with a white lid.
Yeah, you can get that. You used to get that from Macca's.
The Macca's
ones. You could buy the big
it's
drum.
like an esky with the extra drink.
So McDonald's used to do those Gatorade. You see the coaches
you pour it over them. Yeah.
So McDonald's used to give them out to you'd rent them from McDonald's.
Okay.
And they would fill it with ice for you, and you just put water or cordial or whatever you wanted in there, and you use that. So.
Cordial is like powder drink.
It's liquid sugar.
Liquid sugar.
It's like liquid syrup.
It's concentrated like half a liter will make, I don't know how many liters of.
Oh, it's like the Ribena. Kinda?
Yeah. It's called Cotty's cordial.
Kool-Aid.
Oh, there you go. It's Kool-Aid.
Yeah, so
Kool-Aid.
it's not the powder.
But it's not powder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there is powdered. Like we had it in Chile, which is a very cheap
I
way
think
of doing it.
We call it Tang.
Yeah,
It's like Tang.
Yeah, we called it. The brand was Zuko. In
We
Chile.
had Suco.
Bullshit.
It came after Tang, because like Tang was like the imported, premium version from the States. But then we had Suco and Clyde, which was like the light version of that thing. Yeah,
My grandparents, when they came here, there was no Tang because in the Philippines we have like the powdered Tang. So we used to get Metamucil because they thought it was like a equivalent. I was like, fuck, we were
there was
so
a lot of fire in those
we were
walls.
so
Drinking a
regular.
lot.
Yeah. And it was like to them that was what Tang was, and it was the closest thing they could find.
You were
And it was a
very regular,
luxury.
at
It was
least.
fucking expensive.
Suco. I remember the handle of Suco was like made with real fruit back home.
Yeah.
That was like their their thing. So it was like dehydrated fruit and.
Similar with cordial. Cordial is like fruit in a cup, but it's concentrated. It's already got sugar. You don't have to put sugar.
Yeah, but back then they didn't have that many controls. Like they could have just put in whatever in the package, and
You had
nobody bat an eye.
you had no labeling.
You can get
laws.
away with it.
Right. So the Zuko, you literally, as soon as you ripped it open, you'd see some of the powder,
dusty,
and you're like.
That's how I feel when I use pre-workout. It's like, oh, it hit my nose.
That was like when that was the smelling salts from that.
Yeah.
You get that whiff of the the strawberry.
My birthday last year, the jungle juices. That was all Kool-Aid. I used Kool-Aid to make all those.
Was this your
mixes.
40th?
Yeah, my 40th.
Yeah, that was a good night, that one.
But yeah, that was all Kool-Aid. So yeah, you can sell them now.
Yeah,
I
you
think
get it from like a
80
lot
cents
of
or
those
something
places now. Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy Kool-Aid and a lot of sugar. I saw how much sugar you had to put in there. I'm like, what?
But that's the biggest part of the hangover.
crazy.
It's the sugar.
The sugar
I've
fucks us.
noticed. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucks you up.
3 highlights from that birthday for Doug. For me, anyway. For
Okay.
Doug.
The sumo wrestling.
Well, the kebabs that he got like someone to come and cook kebabs right there and make them for you on the spot.
Good
they
party.
were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So tick sumo suits. Full-blown
You
sumo
like-
suits. Yeah.
Sumo
They were all
That's
over each
amazing,
other.
man.
And we all went back to our teenage years and got wasted and did them. So it was bad. Yeah. But the best one was there was this big speaker, right? And Doug's like, oh, I'm awesome. I've found this little resting spot for this speaker. And after, I don't know, an hour or two, the vibration, someone bumped it, whatever, the phone went joops and disappeared into the speaker.
Oh, that's right.
He couldn't get it out to the next day.
And the music pumping like boom.
And you couldn't change the playlist. It's like whatever we get.
We
is
couldn't
what
do
we get.
anything with it. He's like, oh, it's in there.
Oh man, that speaker.
That was funny as. And then he's like, he's trying to pull it apart. He goes, every time I took a bit off, there was another bit there.
I was hungover, and I had to deal with this.
Understatement.
Oh no.
I was hungover really bad, and I had to deal with this bloody speaker.
Yeah.
It took me like I would say about 3 hours,
Oh shit.
like to open it all up. It was my friend's speaker,
Okay.
and I was opening it up, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know where to start.
and you have to remember how to put it back.
I had to put it back together. There was a couple of times where I'm like, I'm going to smash this. And I'm looking up online, how much is this speaker?
And he's a
Trying
very
to find.
he's a very patient man.
Yeah.
He's one of the most patient people I know.
Again, I was hungover as well. So like
Yeah,
my
but you
patience
can
wasn't
be
there.
measured, when you're hangover. It's-
But
He did
all right,
well.
I took it all off, all the outside plastic
What did you do with the speaker? But
and inside. And then there was this box, a wooden box, stapled in, nailed in, and everything. It was inside there. I'm like,
Oh fuck.
anyway.
This
So
is my
then
big
how I
speaker.
took it out, I was grabbing it, putting it upside down and trying to do that. Get it to, when you lose a
guitar pick? Yeah.
Inside, you try to do that.
I know the struggle. And you can hear like hitting the strings, and it's like, why don't you come down? Yeah.
Exactly. So I did exactly the same thing. And I'm like, oh, there it is.
You're gonna line it towards the
And it didn't come out. Like the slit was like that. Like it was really, really narrow. It would have been like 5 centimeters anyway.
Okay.
All right. And let's say about 10 centimeters in length. Right. Then I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, maybe I can use tongs. I'm like, I'm looking in the drawers. I'm like, oh, there's all these little ones. Then I found this really long one. Got it out like that within a second. And I'm like, then I had to put everything back together again.
you could have done it without pulling it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but I mean, you're not your best self when you're,
No,
but
But not just that. Now
But-
he's learned.
Yeah, but now it's a
young
it's a
Padawan.
story that I'll never forget. That's
You
the
know
40th
what?
I'll never forget.
Exactly.
I think this is so funny is that tongs were a thing that were in the toolbox in our house growing up. Because they just solve so many
Yeah.
situations.
Yes.
they're
You
very
could get
versatile.
yes,
Extremely.
absolutely.
I actually have in my little tool bag over there.
Oh,
I
shut
have,
up, tongs.
No. I have the metal because the amount of times I've needed to use it and the amount of times I've gone fuck and had to go on and buy it, believe it or not, is those really shitty metal clothes hangers.
Yeah,
that you
I
can
know.
pull apart.
You can do anything with them.
You can bend
Yes.
and twist them. Yeah, and the amount of times I've needed one, bought one, had it for a year, don't need it again, throw it out, and 6 months later need it again. Fuck! So literally I keep one in my tool bag.
Yeah, I always have tie wire,
Yep.
zip ties.
Yes.
They're
Yep.
Yeah.
and duct tape. Like if you can.
Just don't keep it in your boot when you're traveling.
No. That's a little Ted Bundy.
shovel.
Yeah. Ted Bundy vibes. It's in my in my in my in my toolkit. Yeah.
You need to have a T-shirt with the wired coat hanger that says multi-tool.
Yeah.
Well, my tool bag says super tool
Oh shit!
because I'm a super tool.
Super tool.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, thanks,
I was
Doug.
gonna say.
Thanks, Doug. Alrighty. I've got a couple of questions, and I'm hoping you guys are thinking of these. How Aussie are you?
All right.
Basically, it's a mixture of have you ever / how Aussie are you. So how Aussie are you? Have you had, a beer? Have you had
Oh,
a
I like
schooner of VB? You know what I mean?
And then we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
sip through the rum, and then we
Yeah.
can get more.
Yeah,
deep,
but anyway,
right?
Doug, what have we got?
I know. Go ahead with that. If you
You want to do that? All right. We're going to play an impromptu game.
Great
Yeah.
at
All right.
going
I
wrong.
like games.
All right. So it's going to be a how Aussie are you? So my first one is you've been to a pub. We know that. You've had a chicken palmy. We know that. So tick, tick. You speak English. Fan-fucking-tastic. Without sounding racist. And I can say that because my parents aren't from Australia.
oh, whatever. Mr. ESL.
And I was ESL. Have you ever / how Aussie are you? Have you had a schooner of VB at a pub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, my friend.
Have you ever tried Passion Pop?
Ah.
Fuck, that's a good
Passion
one.
pop. No.
Ah.
Okay. So that's a staple
Yes.
when you get to the age of drinking,
Like 14.
where it's one of the cheapest wines that you can get.
Yep.
And it tastes like crap, but it's so cheap. It's so good.
It's like
That you-
$5 for
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Passion
and
pop.
Passion
Okay.
Pop. And it's
just sugar.
All teenagers have it.
Okay.
It was like
Had
a school disco
Yeah.
staple.
It was literally like
I don't know if it. I
no
don't know if it
glasses,
is now.
bro. It's just bang. No,
don't-
it still is, bro.
It
It would
still is?
have to be.
It's
It
still
would have
marketable
to be.
now.
I'm gonna go look for it just
Yeah.
to
Passion pop.
put
We should have done this.
Keep
for
it in the
him.
paper bag.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to keep it in a paper bag. You've had
Yeah.
that, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you had a long neck?
Yes. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
You
All right.
took my question
All right.
and I
I'll
thought
give you one.
really
I'll
hard
give you
for
one.
it.
Hang on. I'll give you one.
Oh, have you ever tried a West Coast cooler?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So
that's
I
a-
love
I'm
how
just
it's.
trying to think if I have now.
Oh, really? Of course you have. Sure, you would have had one for
So
sure.
we've
But
had-
are you going like super obscure now?
No,
or
no,
is
no,
it-
no.
Okay.
West Coast Cooler is again another
I've
staple
got one.
here.
Have you ever been in your car and had a huntsman spider?
Yeah, and I don't kill them.
You are.
I
su-
do.
you are
I do
super.
the
No.
tiny like takeaway container and then like pop
You,
them.
you, my
We
friend.
cannot be friends if you can't kill a spider.
He
I
is-
was terrified of
He's
them.
gone to God level now. He's at.
He's a god.
He's at
I
Steve
told you,
Irwin level.
I adopted the culture. So
Yeah.
I mean,
He's Steve. Do you know who Steve Irwin is?
yeah, of course. Come on, man.
He's God level.
In fact, I had a huntsman spider on my motorcycle.
Did it
Oh,
taste?
yeah.
One morning, in Balmain, like I was literally opening, like turning on the, switching it off, and this thing came, and it was freaking
wow.
massive.
Fuck that. I would sell the bike.
And I like jumped from the bike. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I think because we had like a garden in Balmain, so it was a share house, so we did have a lot of like bush and stuff around. So there were, we were more prone to have them in there. But I never really expected to have one on the engine of the bike,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
and that was funny because I didn't have a takeaway container, so I had to like literally flick it out of
Fuck that. I could not. I would burn the bike. Set it on
Claim
fire.
insurance.
Yeah,
There's-
claim
Look,
insurance on it.
basically, the way I see that is, just burn the place down, start again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole place.
I recently was traveling in Tasmania and I went to this vintage store and I found a book about all Australian spiders. I hate spiders. And one of our friends is terrified of them.
Fabi. Oh, he's a petrol.
And I was like, I bought this communal book just so we can have discussions when we all drink, and I'll gift it to the amigos down under.
Okay. Thank you.
But it freaked me out. The first page, and it was just like a span of a spider, and I was like, fuck that. But I still bought it. I was committed.
Yeah.
And I bought this book, and it's like an old ass book.
Mad.
So I was like, these motherfuckers have lived through a lot in Australia. It's still going.
In Vaamonde, I had an encounter with a redback, and because they really like the snuggly places of the main switchboard.
Yes.
So we're having like a electricity issue, and I opened the box, bang. I saw it. I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get my hand in there, so I'll just, wait." Left it open and waited 3 hours. It's not there. Okay, I can flick the switch now.
I've gone through 2 like big cans and just done the whole and it was a daddy long.
Well, I
thought
thought about that, but this is the main switchboard, so I didn't want to blow up the house.
So what you do is you get it with a lighter. All good, man. You're all sweet. Trust me. I know it's sparky.
I have done it in my car, and the spiders popped up on the windscreen, and I didn't even. It was a manual car. I didn't even put it into gear. I just jumped out.
Oh,
and
motherfucker was rolling.
Started fucking rolling. And I was
rolling.
I couldn't run for it. And I was with a girlfriend of mine, and she was like, I'm not scared. I'm like, then why the fuck did you jump out with me?
Well, she saw you jumping out of a car. Like, I think I would have been. Yeah.
That's a good friend right there. That's a good friend. I've always said to people, if you ever see me running, clearly I don't run. So
you're running for a reason.
If you ever see me running, don't ask the question. Just run
follow.
the same direction I am. Because I'm either running away from something really bad or something
running towards something really good.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dougie? All right, got a question for you. Have you ever been attacked by a magpie?
Oh.
Close, but no. And I say that I've seen them, eyeing me out, but no, I haven't had the an attack yet. But I do cycle on the weekend, so usually when there is breeding season, they've had they're lurking around, but I haven't. I've seen it with my own eyes. Yeah. And getting people, attack, which I find hilarious. And I don't think.
I was going to say.
It's so funny.
He knows what they are. He laughs at people. He's Australian.
And I know the magpie guy. I don't know if you've seen this guy on Instagram.
He's raised one?
No.
Oh, okay, no.
He sings like a magpie.
Oh, what?
Oh, really?
And he goes around with a helmet with a magpie. It looks like... well, it's like a fake magpie, but he makes the exact same noises of magpie, and it's almost like he communicate with magpies.
Is another question?
I had West Coast.
I have kayak on the Para River.
Well, you're more Aussie than me then.
See, I haven't done that yet.
Because I've been on the River Cat. Do you remember
I've been
the
on the River Cat?
Yeah, there you go. I've been on the River Cat.
I don't think I've been on the River Cat.
Have you been to Bondi Beach? That's a shit one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how shit is... I'm sorry, but how shit is Bondi Beach?
I mean,
for
it's just famous. That's the other thing that you know about Australia, because, obviously there's Bondi Rescue, so everyone in the world, they know Bondi Beach, and
but
it's like a thing. But
shit beach.
And I'm not... I grew up, going to the beach in a beach that it wasn't super crowded, so I like to have my own space.
That's the whole point of being at the beach.
Exactly.
Just being able to relax away from everybody.
Yeah. It's what I loved in Tasmania. We went from cove to cove in what they call, I guess, their north coast.
Yeah.
And you'd go on white sandy beaches, beautiful kind of waves. No motherfucker inside.
Of course, that's the best. That's the best thing.
Because there's just not enough people down there.
And it's the kind of place where you can just, rock up your esky, have a drink at the beach. No one's going to bother you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finding those hidden gems for sure.
Question: have you been to an Aussie barbecue?
I was literally going to ask that.
Aussie barbecue at the beach on the electric grill, or
no, an Aussie barbecue. So I invite you to my house. Okay.
Like the kind of Aussie barbecue I've been to is bring your own meat. And it's just us ethnics would be like, no, there's a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, where you got invited and you had to bring I've been to one where I had to bring my own chair, my own alcohol, and my own meat. Yeah. They just provided
I normally the way we operate back home, it's like if I invite you to my place, you usually bring something that you want to bring, but you're not required.
It's
everything's
not an
provided.
obligation.
It's like
everything's
I'm hosting, and everyone kind of does this. And you bring it because it's nice to bring a bottle of wine or a bottle of rum or something.
Correct.
But you're not required to.
Yeah.
So before we go to the victory song of you becoming Australian, because I know you've got your dual citizenship.
Yes.
So you've done all that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. But we are going to judge you.
Okay.
Who is Jimmy Barnes?
Jimmy Barnes. Oh man. I feel like I know this. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He's not Australian, sorry guys. No, you failed. All right. Who's Cold Chisel? No? AC/DC?
Oh, come on. Yeah,
Okay.
AC/DC.
All right. He's there.
I'm a rock fan. Come on.
John Farnham? Fail him.
No.
I really want to press a button on that pad.
Hang on. All right, ready? Who's John Farnham? He's got no idea. Nah, look, we'll forgive him. I think he's done pretty well, man. So if you're a rock fan, we'll put you onto some Cold Chisel / Jimmy Barnes. He's not.
Wait, no. I know Jimmy Barnes, and I knew that I
working
knew
class
him.
man. Yeah.
So
give him a ding.
I saw him like singing just like a few months ago with like Scottish skirt and like all this stuff.
He's got a Scottish background.
Yeah.
My friend is Australian. Well done.
And he
well
did
done.
the the Uber Eats where he was like screaming.
Yes.
Yeah, I know him.
He does, Jimmy
I know who
Barnes.
he is. Yeah.
This man is
He deserves this.
Aussie.
Yeah.
Oi.
has to be the worst chant ever. Oh, does he know the words to Waltz in Matilda?
Here comes the waltzing Matilda.
Yeah, got it on tune
Okay,
straight away.
yeah.
I was like, I don't even know the words, so well done.
No, you, my friend, congratulations. You are Australian. Well done.
I've tried to adopt the culture and like,
I love that.
I don't know. I think you really understand when you kind of get to live that, and yeah, it's cool. I like Australia, so.
All right, we'll go back to some food. You were a MasterChef previously.
Do you get a badge for this stuff? Like now it's official, you were a MasterChef in some shape or form.
It's funny because it's like a little family. So after you've been on the show, you so everyone that's previously been on the show, they all kind of add you on Instagram, and you kind of share, even though people that you don't really know, and they've been seasons, before you, and
well, they say the MasterChef family, right?
yeah, and you kind of become,
that.
Part of this like very
Secret
select group,
society.
and it's like a secret society. So it is very cool, and it was such an amazing experience. So yeah, it's nice. Also, because I think the MasterChef Australia, it's one of the most viewed all around the world. Like it's broadcast in a whole bunch of countries.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, every now and then I get a message from, the Netherlands, or like someone saying like, oh, I just saw you getting eliminated. I hope you're doing, and it's
Humbling.
99% of the time, it's usually, a very beautiful message saying that they're wishing you, doing well and
Nice.
like chasing your dream. And so it's a very wholesome experience. And also it is reality TV, but it's not trashy in terms of like they don't fish out for drama, and they don't make you a villain. And it's very, it's very based on the
actual
food
skill.
Yeah.
and the actual skill.
That's why
And
I think
it's very family oriented. So that's what I like about the Australian version.
Yeah, that's what I think for me when it first came out. I've been watching every season, and that's why I've loved it, because everyone, they have so much respect for each other, and because they've got like a genuine goal. Yeah. Everyone loves the food. Yeah, and everyone respects each other. They're all from different cultures, and everything they bring is different. But it's really nice. There's no drama. It's just like there's so much emotion into it.
Which at some point because I'm a fan of the show. So when I watched the show, I've always loved it. I think it was probably one of the first thing I watched when I came to Australia, and I thought people leaving on the first week, and I saw this bunch of like 23 people. They were sort of like teary and some crying, and it's like, come on, this is a guy or a girl that you've met for a few days. Yeah. But it truly is like you're in this,
like a pressure cooker
situation where everything is over heightened. Like you're far from your family. In I think in our case, or when you've left home, and but it's a bit more normal to us because we're already far from our family.
Yeah.
But then you do create, links with my Aussie family, which are my friends, and I'm, being taken out of my normal everyday situation. But then all the people that has their family here, the kids, the husbands, the wives, whatever, they also come into this. But you're surrounded by people that they have the same passion as you.
Yeah.
And you're going through this experience that it's, you kind of create a very big bond. So, and you get to see people because you basically with them 18 hours of the day. So
oh, wow.
You get to really meet people.
Do you have to stay in like a camp or anything like that? Or you go home still at the end?
No. So it used to be that they all lived in a mansion. But after COVID, we kind of live in a residency. So we have adjacent rooms and you kind of team up with it's same sex roomies. So I
would have
myself
preferred the mansion.
yeah.
Well, yes and
then.
no. The problem with the mansion, or at least that's what you hear, from previous experiences, is that they only have one kitchen, and you have 24 people that want to cook.
Oh yeah.
So you need to build a schedule so you can have 45 minutes an hour to cook to practice.
And you think that a mansion would have at least 3 kitchens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then
At
when you
least.
have adjacent rooms, there is a room that has a big kitchen and a small oven, and then the other one has 2 hot plates and stuff. But you can still do stuff, and you can share in between 2 people, persons. You can kind of make it work.
Yeah.
So who was your roomie?
Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So at first I was all by myself, but then after Andrea got eliminated, they kind of shuffle things around.
Yeah.
And I got team up with Ralph, and I was with Ralph till I was pretty much out of a show because we kind of you shared the same roomie as long as you're not eliminated. So it was pretty good. It's and it was fun to live in a place where we're basically on the same floor on a 2-floor gap or something. So it's literally I made this, and you knock someone's door and do you want to have this? And that's what I like about the whole experience, because people give you feedback, but they give you good feedback.
Yeah.
They're not
Awesome. If you're a competition, that's really good to be able to lift each other up.
And they give you, even though there is a competition, I always, said that to all the guys, I much rather win because you did a good job, but my dish was better somehow.
Yes.
That me knowing that I won because you fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we all do great, it's going to make better TV, and it's going to be a much more enjoyable,
Such a different feeling.
and I'm very competitive, and my friends were like, oh, why are you? Because in one episode I helped Andrea, and in another episode I helped Grace to do some stuff, and they were like, why are you helping? It's a competition, let them fuck up. And it's firstly, that was one of the things I was very worried coming on the show, because at the end of the day, you're a victim of the edit.
Yes.
You never know how they're going to portray you. Even though MasterChef is very wholesome, you do want to show your personality. You don't want to create a persona for TV.
But you also can't change your personality in that. How some people play up to it.
Yeah.
If you're genuinely someone that cares and wants to help,
Yeah. And
it's very hard regardless of the competition.
And that's what I said. Look, I would have done that for anyone. So if I am in a situation that I can help, I'm going to do it, because that's just who I am, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's good that they show that, because then they're showing you for really who you are.
That's right, yeah.
And you learn so much, because having people from such varied backgrounds, you have people, elders from Darwin, you have Italian backgrounds, you have Ukrainian, Russian, you have people that specialize in Southeast Asian cuisine. I took it as an opportunity to learn, and every time you get a guest chef, it's not we have Hugh, here cooking something. I was very, taking very notes and a close look at what they're doing, and you can see that. I even use the techniques that you see in next episodes to do. I did this. It was an Toblerone peanut ice cream sandwich with a caramel core, and it was a parfait, the middle, so it's a semi-Freddo kind of ice cream. And I saw the technique from one of the guest chefs. So as long as it's you're trying to make the most about the situation, experience, it's going to be amazing.
It's good to know that it refines the skill and the passion at the same time, rather than just be like that pressure constantly.
Look, the pressure, it's crazy. Like I don't think I've ever, felt that kind of pressure. And also you need to be super quick. And the thing that people don't see when they're watching the show, because they just see us there an hour and a half.
Yeah, no,
It's a lot longer.
You're all day.
It's all day.
I've noticed that many times.
When you're and not the cooking, because the cooking, when they say it's an hour and 15 minutes, it's an hour and 15 minutes, and you don't get an extra second. That's just how it is. It's mostly the tasting and all that stuff that takes a lot of time. But what people don't see is like you're actually getting home after a long day of shoot to practice, because you either did a good job
or did shit.
Or you did shit, and
you're
you
taking
really
on
need
all those things.
and you're taking all the feedback. And the way I saw it is, even when I got good feedback, when they were giving feedback to other people, I took that on board and then practiced that, because I was like, okay, if they messed up this, I don't want to mess up the same way, because I need to, because they're basically telling what they're expecting from a certain dish.
You're getting
and
that
if you're
playbook.
so. They're basically giving you hints. So I was like, okay, and then you get home and you have a shower, do a little bit of research, and then you cook for an hour, taste, go to sleep, and it's all again. So it's 100% of your time.
Oh wow!
And the people that do good, it's the people that practice. Like that's the people that get far in the show, and you write down, and you need to learn your recipes by heart.
Right.
When they say, mystery box, walnuts, chocolate, fish, do something. You need to go, okay, I know what I'm doing, because you literally have 15 seconds before they say, run to the pantry, grab what you need, and start cooking.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's something like I've always wondered. Like, I know that the show is a whole day thing, because when I've watched it, I've seen, okay, you guys there in the morning, and then when they do the taste test, if you do like an individual taste test, what it is, I can see in the background, it's all getting darker and everything, so it's a bit later.
It takes time.
It takes a long time, and obviously these guys are eating it cold, so you're talking about sometimes 22 meals, sometimes whatever it is. So it does take a long time.
Yeah,
sometimes it's 2 rounds, so there's 2 rounds of tasting, or when we did the taste test, that was really interesting, because, and also it's sort of like a bit sad, because, for example, we had a big cook with Jamie Oliver on I think on our second day, and they only showed 20 minutes of that, but we literally were cooking with him for 2.5 hours, following, because it was keep up with the chef, so he was cooking at a speed that he cooks, and we needed to follow.
He was cooking the rotolo.
Was that correct?
Rotolo? Yeah,
rotolo. Yeah,
it's one of the best things I've ever done in my life, because when you meet someone that you only dreamt of, like you've seen it on TV, and there's no way in hell you think, one day I'm going to be in the same place as this, and he's a sweetheart, like
apparently
he's a genuinely good guy.
Yeah.
So he's, because sometimes you want to say like, oh, don't ever meet your heroes, like he definitely not the case. He was amazing,
awesome,
good feedback. He's even because I had a big a video that kind of went viral back home. We did I did a corn pancake on a 15-minute challenge, and it sort of became a thing back home because it's a dish that's very traditional to Venezuelans.
Yeah,
and it got like 3 million views something crazy.
Yeah,
and I think it was a big win for Venezuelans abroad also, because they got to see a world-renowned chef saying like, look, this is something very good,
awesome,
and it's something that's traditional. So it's like, because
that was on the first day.
The first day, second day, second episode. And so it was amazing, and I literally sent him a message and say and said, I want to thank you, because I got a whole bunch of feedback, and everyone was super happy, and because of the situation in the country, I feel like people, it's like a small win, and people they were very happy, and they got whatever the time was for that video, they got to be proud about something that's very authentic from us.
Because you're not only imprinting, say, with that celebrity chef or well-known chef, you as a person, but you're imprinting your country and your home on them and that cuisine, which is amazing for everybody back home.
And it was a beautiful thing because when they set up the challenge, they were like, okay, you have 15 minutes to cook. Because and the whole sort of like segue was that Jamie Oliver, he's very famous for doing 30-minute meals and stuff, and he was about to release a book that was like a 15-minute meal.
Yes.
So that was the whole thing, which was pretty smart, right? Because you know, you're kind of making a point of saying like, look, but literally they say, okay, you have 15 minutes. Your time starts now. So by the time you go grab ingredients, go back to your bench, go back grab the equipment and go back to your bench, you're off with 10 minutes. And that if you know what you're going to cook. Right? So when they tell you this, like you have 15 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm going to do prawns. I'm going to cook prawns because prawns are ready in 6 minutes and they're good. And then I, you know, jump into the pantry, start looking at stuff. I see everyone going for the seafood because, you know,
it's quick. It's
quickest.
Quick and easy. It's an easy win.
Yeah.
That day we had boiling pots of water already, so just that kind of give you the head start if you wanted to go the pasta way, which also was a very smart choice.
Yeah.
I think a few went to short grain kind of pasta, which is super smart because it cooks in 5 minutes. So, But then when I was walking, I saw, you know, everyone bolting to get the seafood. I saw, you know, the corner of my eyes, corn, and I was like, oh, you know, I've never done a cachapa in 15 minutes, but it wasn't a day where I was playing my being on the show. So it was, if you won that, it would have been a good outcome, right? So I was like, look, if I'm gonna try it, this is probably a day. Might as well do it.
Yeah.
Grabbed the corn, did everything that unknowingly that I could actually deliver the dish in 15 minutes. And you know, also that's one of my favorite dishes from home. Like I went home and I ate that with my dad, with my sisters, and that's like we go to a specific place that I love. And also it was a big risk because that's something that I cherish and I love. And I don't know if outside it's maybe, you know, a thing that I love because it reminds me of home, and I don't know if it would translate to, you know,
same way,
someone else that has never had it.
When you bring your passion and comfort to it, you will organically deliver.
Have to,
which is what I thought, because I made this dish that I love so much, and it was for me. And I think I said that to the judges that day, which is also a blur. Like I don't know what happened on those like 4 months that I was there. It's all like it's I don't know. You could tell me what I did because I don't really remember. You know, it's all a bunch of nerves and So, and I think I said to the judges, like, I just wanted to give you a taste of Venezuela. And that was really what that dish is for me, right? It's a taste of my family. It's a taste of my people. It's a taste of my country. And the fact that, you know, 4 people really liked it because Jock said amazing things. Andy said that he loved it. Mel said that he loved it. And then taking the lead, Jamie Oliver said that was a thing, that it should be
in every restaurant
worldwide. No, it should be, you know, in cafes. It should be at brunches. That was incredible.
That's
and
awesome.
coming
huge,
from a world-renowned chef, I couldn't believe it. Like it literally was like, it meant the world to me. And I know for everyone in Venezuela that actually watched the clip, it meant something. So it was really beautiful.
That's awesome. That's really good.
Big time.
And they, you know, doing that, and then I got messages from my friends saying, like, you know, my grandma, she doesn't have Instagram, but it's been passed on WhatsApp.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, oh, you know, they keep sending me, you know, my mom sent me, it's you know, it's like people that I studied with when I was a kid, and they sending me, you know, messages, and it was beautiful. Like,
nice.
Love that.
Timed after, you know, it literally, the show went on, the episode came on, and, you know, everyone watched it and blah, blah, blah. And then, like, for some reason, after 2 months, it just blew up. And like I went from like 3,000 followers to like 14,000 and just messages and messages and messages. And I did two, almost 3 weeks and back-to-back interviews from people back home, radio stations, TV stations.
That's so cool.
Everyone wanted to know I was just telling them like, look, I don't really remember what I did. It's just like,
It just happened.
You know,
I just cooked it.
a dish that I loved. And
Have you had any like really weird DMs since being on the show?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Aussies are renowned.
My one team.
Oh, really?
Nah.
Did it come with photos?
That was pretty PG-13. So.
I'm your biggest fan.
I just feel like Australian audiences to Australian reality TV.
It's been really mostly really nice and beautiful messages.
That's good.
But I've gotten a few weird ones. Yeah. Also, I don't know. It's I feel like there is I've had a lot of interest from guys. So if I decide to keep my options open, maybe if I decide to switch teams at some point, I can
Why limit yourself to 50% of the population?
So
Is it really
not many
50%
girls,
now?
which is
true.
I find like I don't know, but it is what it is.
Did you hear that, ladies? Did you hear that, ladies? Come on, pick up your game, ladies.
Slide into the
Come on,
DM.
I'm waiting here.
game.
I can
Slide on
cook.
in.
I play guitar.
Oh, done. It's
he likes rum.
Hey, and I know, no disrespect to your mum, but I know that a big thing, like a big stereotype, is women not getting along with their mother-in-laws. Hey, his mother-in-law is literally on the other side of the world. Has given him recipes.
He's set for life.
He's cooking.
Move on in.
You don't have to do much if he's cooking.
FaceTime call every now and then. So
Yeah.
You know, and if the bloke's cooking, that means he usually is doing the cleaning, so therefore he's a bit of a clean freak. He'll keep everything tidy.
Yeah.
So really, there's not a lot for you to do, if you know what I'm saying.
just eat and be happy.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So, what is your highlight at that point in time? Would it be that moment from Jamie, or is there another highlight that you've got where you,
Oh,
does it have to be on the show? Maybe,
Post?
yeah, in post.
look, I think if I had to pick like a top three, it'd definitely be that cook with Jamie.
Mhm.
That was really cool because so on the Keep Up with the Chef, we were doing pasta and we had two Italians on that.
Yeah.
And Jamie liked my dish the best.
Yep.
And that was like a seal of approval, like someone, I do pasta, but I wouldn't even think of comparing myself to someone that's grew up cooking this. It would have been a lot of pressure and a lot of stuff, but coming up, winning that challenge, that was amazing.
It was, yeah.
It was a good feeling. So that was, pretty good. I think the overall experience, it was just a dream come true, really. Having the opportunity to be on a show that it's so known and loved by Australians and people in the world. And not just that, it's something that I really wanted to do, and being able to fulfill something that you thought it would have been a dream or maybe never would have happened, just because I took the chance of filling out an application, sending a video, and going through the thing. Because I think most of your life, and that's all thanks to my grandma, because she's the one that made me promise before she passed away that I needed to do that, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah.
I might not get picked up or anything, but just don't leave the rest of your life thinking, oh, maybe I should have done it.
Yeah.
100%.
So I think we missed out on a lot of stuff in our lives because we're thinking what people are going to think of us. No one really cares. And the other thing is like thinking that you're scared of doing something. Yeah. Just do it. Worst that can happen is like you're not really good at it. You don't really like it, and at least and within yourself you'll have that marked down, and you're like, okay, I know that I can't do that, and I don't want to do it because I didn't like it, and that's it, right? So it's just taking that risk and having had the chance to do that, it was amazing.
Yep.
And I think the third one would be, and not a specific order, but just meeting this amazing group of people. And it probably sounds cliche and everyone would say the same, but I couldn't have asked with a better group of people to share that experience with.
That's awesome.
And I feel like, I've really made friends for life, and it's just amazing, really. Like when you see them, and I feel, and I'm the kind of person that feels really happy with my friends having success.
Yeah.
So when I see, Declan having almost like 70 5,000 people following him and him doing his thing and enjoying it. And I get really happy, and I get that sense of, proud,
It's really humbling to know that you want everyone to rise as much as
I always wanted all my friends to do better than me if possible. Like it's just that's just a thing that fills me with joy, and it's just amazing, really. And seeing people, and I think that's also very exciting, like seeing people doing their thing. It's amazing.
Yes. It is.
Because it's like you see how they light up, and they're like really doing something that they like. So
especially if it's a passion you share as well with them, because you know the
you
struggle
understand,
and you understand it. It's a whole different nature of the beast.
So
it's very humbling.
It was a beautiful experience. So it's I wouldn't change anything. Well, maybe not. My last dish, but
it's all a learning process.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it. So you got to meet Rick Stein,
yes,
Luke Newen,
yes, I saw him. Yeah,
Curtis Stone.
Curtis Stone.
Yeah, Curtis Stone.
Yeah.
He was amazing, but very intimidating.
Yeah.
Seems very odd.
He's a tall
Yeah.
bloke.
Oh,
and,
okay.
like built like a shit brick house.
Oh,
Like,
really?
He's massive.
Yeah.
And
right.
he's very
Brick
intense.
shit house, shit brick house.
Well, yeah.
Same.
I love
Adjectives.
it.
We know
I love it.
We know what you meant. Yeah.
So he's we had a 2-day with him.
2 days.
We had a service challenge with
Yeah.
him, and it was really interesting to see. It was a bit sort of shocking at the time, because you could see how he flicked on being a chef and just being someone that was on the show. The moment we went into service mode,
yeah.
Oh wow,
he went like,
flicked it on.
I remember I was doing something, and I think Declan was going to be on. He was going to be frying the steaks and basting and all that. So I finished up doing the tart and like some other stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm free. I can help Declan. So I went in on to tell Declan, and he was at the time Curtis was our like each team's captain, so he was like hovering around. He went. So I go to Declan, and it's like, oh, I can help you, and he was like, Curtis was like, go to your fucking station. I haven't told you to move. Just be there. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So like I go but because he needed me to be there and like give Declan some, so I didn't took it, bad. But I wasn't expecting that sort of, but it was good because it gives you, so the whole idea is to have an experience that
What it's like in a working kitchen.
And if you have the head chef is calling the shots, that's what I would have gotten if I was doing that. So I was like, oh, that's
real deal of it all.
But seeing someone in action doing their thing, that it was pretty impressive. So
man.
That's crazy. So if we move on after the show now, what have you experienced? Have you experienced a working kitchen since then?
Not
yet.
I've been trying to also come back to like normal life. So work and paying the bills and being with my friends and Ziggy, but I've been exploring the idea of, doing cooking on the side. So I'm kind of working myself to, trying to be in a position where I can decide if I want to do it or not. In the meantime, I've just been doing, reels and recipes, which I really enjoy doing. I feel that that's the part I enjoy the most. It's the creative process, not being maybe in the kitchen every day. But I do enjoy it. Like I feel like cooking, for some people, they relax listening to music. For me, it's cooking. Like if I'm in the kitchen cooking, that's like my safe space. So it's I really enjoy, and part of being on MasterChef was trying to figure out if I would actually enjoy doing that 100% of my time. And I think the answer is yes. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward in the future.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
What are the takeouts that you've got from MasterChef now? Like, have you wholly gone into pastry is the way to go for me? Is that your strength now? Is that the main strength?
I love cooking everything, really. I do think I have a bit of I don't know. I'd say I do enjoy doing desserts, and I think I have a bit more affinity with desserts. Also because I'm a very massive sweet tooth, so I enjoy them.
Love that. Yeah,
but I just enjoy cooking in general. So I think I do I do have a lot of attention to detail when it comes to desserts, but I just love cooking in general. So I think my friends, they would love it if I have, a bakery or a patisserie of some sorts, but it definitely has to be like, if I have a patisserie, then I'm going to have a restaurant because I want to do some, and I have so many ideas that I want to, put into plates and dishes and stuff. So, I think it would be really cool.
Yeah, nice.
That's awesome.
That'd be awesome, man. And I've seen you've done a lot of collabs on Insta, but not just with the guys in, this year, but you've gone with other years as well, right?
So I made really good friends with Keima. She was on the previous season, actually. Mm-hmm. She was also from Venezuela, so she took my chance to be the first Venezuelan in MasterChef Australia. But I hold no grudges, so just a little bit maybe. But she did amazing. She actually came fourth.
Oh, nice!
And she's legit like so freaking good. Like I when I was in Melbourne, I got together with her and she showed me, because I remember watching her on the show, and she made this prawn chowder kind of thing, and it looked so good. And when I met her, I was like, "Look, Emma, the only thing I want from you is you teach me how to do it." Yeah, and I want to try it because if it tastes
as good as it looks,
I know it's gonna blow my mind, and it tasted even better. So it was it was crazy, and that's kind of the thing, right? So when you're part of MasterChef, you kind of get that, gateway to, start chatting to people. It's like, I was on the show, and then and she was super lovely, and both being from Venezuela, she was amazing. She gave me a lot of really good advice also, awesome. Without disclosing anything, because the idea is that you have your own experience, but she was like, take everything on board, like try to experience the whole day. It's like nothing specific, but I think she opened a little bit more my eyes on the possibilities of learning in the show. So she was amazing.
That's cool.
Nice, man. That's awesome. All right, so one last question on this, and we'll kind of wrap it up a little bit. What was the best dish you tried on the show? It doesn't have to be on the show. Maybe something someone practiced at that time?
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe top three. We'll not just number one. We'll go top three.
Top three?
In any order. Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have.
The Rotolo was pretty impressive.
Is that Jamie's one you tried?
Jamie's?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I just never had something like that. That was absolutely beautiful. So when Hugh, so he's now the head chef of View de Monde.
Yeah.
Hugh Allen. Yep. So he was there and he did the parfait, and we were like, and funny thing, before just that episode, I think he got awarded the second hat. Yeah. He had a massive night out, and so the guy was like pretty hangover when he came in. So and he still, cook up the storm.
Oh, wow.
And during the cook, he was doing like the parfait and stuff, and I think we went like, chuck something, up to the gantry, and he literally cut a little piece, put it in foil, and like chucked it upstairs. That was freaking delicious, and it was like a strawberry gum parfait with like raspberry. Wow. It crazy because it's not something that you taste any day. And I think, it's top three. I think it has to be one of Rhiannon's dishes. So Rhiannon, I feel she never got too much, not airtime, because she definitely got airtime, but they made it look like she just landed on finale. But he worked her ass off, and I've never known a person that can put so much flavor into a dish than her. Like
nice.
It was absolutely crazy. I remember one day she was practicing and she made these like prawn patties and like a little burger buns, and she loves chili, so she made like a chili jam thing.
Yum.
Oh my god!
Yum.
Like I smashed like 4 of those.
Wow.
So like there goes like, what do you mean? Like I was like munching on. So good. So yeah, definitely that top 3.
Oh,
Yeah, nice.
That sounds
That's
really
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Seb knows this very well.
This is a good one. I like this one.
I've never
Let them
seen
two
this
play.
plastic
Let them
bag.
two play.
I've never seen this before.
All right. This is a pronunciation game.
Oh,
Game time, people. Pronunciation game.
Yeah.
Welcome. So now I want to get you guys to pick a piece of paper. Don't unfold it.
okay.
Just
You can
get one each.
So
first.
I can't get to practice before.
No, you can't get to practice. Sorry.
Am I taking one as well?
Yes,
I
you're
got two.
taking one as well.
Oh, you got two? I'll take that one then. Make it easy.
All right. Okay. So I want you
I'm
guys.
scared.
We'll get Antonio.
Not me
You can go
first.
first.
You're the guest. It's all on you.
Yeah. All right. So unfold it, please, and can you show everyone here?
Oh, God.
And I'm gonna find.
Oh, I actually know this one. I've seen this one. I know this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
now,
do I need should I go for it?
just spell it out
I'll
for us.
spell it out. So
So it's spelled.
COONABARABRAN.
Ooh, that's a long one.
That is
It's a lot of
That's
vowels.
what she said.
I'll tell you now.
Damn it.
That's what she said.
There, it only took 2 minutes, but Ted said that poor bastard. That's literally the longest one we've had on the show.
I didn't even.
That's what she said.
It's so
That's
delayed.
what she said.
All right. Give it a
Okay.
go.
Kunabran. Close enough?
No.
Okay.
Crystal?
All right. Crystal, have a go of that one.
Oh, I saw it and it's on Kunabarabaran. So bad.
Do you want me to have a go at it, Doug?
Okay.
You're more ossified.
Kunabaran. No, wait. Kunabaraban. Oh, fuck.
Just the first time you said it, it was
It's
literally what I
same
said.
with you.
Kunabaraban. Kunabaraban.
All right. So Antonio,
Oh.
Crystal, Seb,
Ah!
Oh.
Kunabaraban.
Kunabaraban.
Yeah.
All right, Crystal, show us what you got.
Oh, I know this one too. That's an easy one. I know this one as
All
well.
right. Spell it out, please.
I feel like I can't spell right now. DUNEDOO.
All right. So try it out.
Dunny-doo?
All right. Antonio.
Donnie Do.
Danny D. She got it right.
All right. Crystal.
Yeah.
Of course I would. It's
Tanya.
the Aussiest
Seb.
accent ever.
The suspense was killing me.
Donnie
there. So if
D-U-N-E.
you need to go to the bathroom and that you call it a Donnie
Dunny-doo?
Do,
That's a good one.
a Donnie Doo Doo.
That's pretty cool.
Gold.
All right. Well,
Good
that's
stuff.
That's the end of the game.
Yeah, well done.
We'll be back next episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Good stuff.
All right.
I like that game show.
Yeah, it
The
was.
vibe was good.
And Doug put a bow tie on. Yeah. Mate, I was going to ask you actually, before we finish off for the night, any Aussie sayings or jokes? And sometimes this is a bit of a hard one because we don't realize the amount of sayings we say every day that is an Aussie saying.
Yeah.
So if you want me to come back to have Crystal, you got anything? I'll come back to you, Antonio. Nothing? Dougie?
I have one
here
already.
Here we go. Yeah, go.
So I love truth.
Yes. Nice.
I love truth.
It's truth. Yeah.
I kind of like. I feel like I can get on board with that one, and
Yeah.
I do like. We're not here to fuck spiders. Like that's. I think that. It just portrays truly Aussie culture. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
another
Like
thing I find really funny is that some town names, specifically one that's called Milpera,
Oh,
Better-
which is. Translation in Spanish would be 1,000 bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought of that. Yeah.
So when you see that, you're like, huh.
that is
I
my
always giggle.
something new for today.
All right. Well, it's the end of the show.
Man, we
Oh man,
It's
I
been
had such an
absolute
amazing
pleasure
time.
with you.
Yeah.
cannot thank you enough for coming on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
man.
We
Really
had a great
appreciate
time.
it.
Look, it's a very long episode.
Yeah.
I've got a big job to do.
No, it was amazing. I love the games and just a chat. You guys are very easy to talk to. So yeah, it was
Thanks,
amazing.
man. Appreciate it.
It was good banter.
It was good. KS, Crystal, thank you so much for stepping in.
Most welcome.
We really appreciate it. As always, your interview skills and insights are amazing. So thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Love it.
And Antonio, thanks again,
Antonio,
man.
yeah,
thank you so much, guys.
It was really good hearing your story.
Yeah, man.
It was really, really interesting,
Really
man.
good.
You got fans for life here, man. We'll follow you. We'll help you. We got your back.
We'll add to the follows.
I'll tell you now, we do food. We talk about food a lot. So anything you do food wise, bro, we got you. We're there.
Amazing.
Like we've always said, food, man, brings
food is
cultures
life.
together, man.
Absolutely.
Food brings
In
cultures together.
every way.
a lot.
Bro, that's what we said last episode.
Yeah.
Fuck war, bro. Give everybody some food. I said it.
Yeah.
Replace guns with a baguette, and we're sweet, man. We're fucking sweet. Honestly, man. Fuck war, bro. Let's get some
100%.
food.
I know.
Let's get some food and some schooners at the pub. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, true. All right.
Thanks.
Make sure
Where
you-
can we find you? Actually, sorry.
Yeah, Antonio.
Yes.
Where can we find you, Antonio?
So mine is a bit of a tongue twister. So you can find me at A Cruz Vaamonde. So it's V as in Victor, AMONDE. And that's all my socials. So Insta, TikTok, and Twitter, and everything. It's just
So
like
we'll
the
see
same.
plenty of food stuff, right?
Yeah.
Food related.
We'll be sharing and plugging it through our
Oh, yeah,
pages too.
definitely.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
man.
awesome.
We got
A
you.
lot of recipes. So yeah,
Yeah,
stay
awesome.
tuned.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Thank you. And
Excellent.
we are Amigos Down on the podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
Yeah.
and we'll be plugging.
All right.
Dougie, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Yeah,
See you later.
buddy.
See ya.
Bye bye.